Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do rule well. And the salutation to the hopeful elect. It's the brother Damawa from the Cleveland branch coming back with a quick video. All right, and I love these type of videos like this. All right, as you can see, it looks like it's from either the 90s or the 2000s. All right, but we have the Edomite will look like. All right, and she's going in. All right, telling you how they design. All right, to hide their past. All right, to try to cover up their shameful doing. All right, and Lord will, I'm gonna play a couple minutes of it. All right, straight to the point. But I want to harp on this part because the Lord said that these people is going to be a vagabond on earth. All right, in the earth. All right, so let's start with that first. Genesis 4. We get straight to the point. Verse 12, because we have to understand Cain and Abel. All right, when Cain killed Abel, that's when the Lord, Yahushua, first put that mark on Cain. All right, which was what? It was the lack of pigment. All right, and that's where we got the so-called white race from. All right, it's a it was a mark for him and for his seed to be recognized by. All right, and that's how the first so-called white person came along. Okay, and that's why we say, all right, that Esau Edom is the devil. All right, that's exactly why we said it, because we have to understand that this man, all right, since the beginning, he's been a murderer. All right, and that's why the Lord said that. All right, he was talking to Jake the way he was saying that. It's just like your father, Satan. He was a murderer from the beginning. All right, because they're basically saying that Jake, 2/3 of our people, they act like Esau, gang members, shoot a nigga over tennis shoes. All right, at the drop of a hat, they ready to murder somebody. All right, but back to the point. Okay, we have to understand that Cain knew this and Cain didn't want that. All right, and the people at that time, they knew this. All right, but that was their first time seeing a clean leopard. Meaning that what? Meaning that he was he had clean leprosy. It wasn't just a patch. All right, because you can see some people be unclean, meaning like they have like a patch of leprosy, or like the albino patch looking somewhere on their skin. All right, and the rest of their skin be dark. All right, so that's a curse. All right, we have to understand that first and foremost. That's a curse. All right, so these people was cursed. All right, starting with Cain, but what was the reason why? Because Cain was a hater of his brother. All right, he hated Abel because Abel gave what? The righteous sacrifice. All right, he gave the Lord the best of his meat. He followed it to the T. All right, and what Cain do? Cain tried to bring some vegetables. All right, and that's the that's the sentiment that we're going to take in this video, because she's going to go in about how the so-called white man history, all right, is worse than what you think. All right, and that's what we've been trying to tell you people. These people have magnified themselves, all right, as the face of invention, as the face of being the Lord's people. All right, anything that's worthwhile, they put their face on it. Okay, not knowing that the reason why One minute they're the Germans, the next minute they're the Russians, the next minute they're from Caucasus Mountain, the next minute, you see, the reason why they come up with so many confusing terms and all these different false nations that they're supposed to be from. All right, because they try to name themselves after the land. All right, so now all of a sudden they got a whole tribe of a name of one of their forefathers called themselves 100 years previous. All right, this is how this devil works. This is how this devil works. All right, but this is Genesis 4:12. It says, "When thou tillest the ground, and it should not henceforth yield unto thee her strength." All right, and we could pause right there, because what happened? Because right now the so-called white man is in power, right? All right, so the whole world, all right, is not tilting, or the earth is not giving up the best, all right, that it has to offer. Okay, and we can see why, though, because what did this man does while he in power? He tried to abuse the earth, the animals, the people. This nigga tried to abuse the earth, man. How do you even come up with a concept to try to damage air? Like you don't think this man's the devil? He didn't try to figure out ways to take oxygen out of water, man. And got to see animals killing themselves, man. So this man is a fucking cancer to the earth. He's a plague to the earth. All right. But it says back in Genesis 4:12, it says, "When thou tillest the ground," Shalaki, one of the biggest the points of it is what? That they over there in Israel, right? And they got to get imported trees in over there. Don't nothing grow over there because it's cursed, nigga, because we're not there. All right? But this devil, he ain't going to tell you all that. What he going to do? He going to do a bunch of moving in trees and then show you the finished product. All right? They try to show you Tel Aviv as if it's some type of luxury resort or a hotel resort. All right? But that land is not there for you to do that. All right? That's not your land, for one. But for two, that's a highly spiritual land. That's the Lord's land. All right? He don't want it to look like no goddamn gift shop. Esau got the whole world look like a gift shop. Anyway, Genesis 4:12. "When thou tillest the ground, it should not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond should thou be in the earth." So I wanted to get into this word vagabond, because this is what this young lady is about to go into. All right. And that's why it's important to go into these words like our elders and apostles stress so skillfully. All right. A vagabond. Hebrew word is
Strong's H5110. Nude.
It says to shake, waver, wander, move to and fro. Shalak. One, it says to move to and fro, wander aimlessly, to take flight. All right, and that's the point. All right, that is the point. So she's about to go in. I'm gonna let her go in for about a minute or two. All right, but just don't forget that this is the curse that the Lord put on them. All right, ever since the beginning. All right, Cain was the first murderer. All right, and so the Lord made him the evil guy. All right, throughout this whole story, as it is to this current day on earth, it is now. All right, he's still the wicked. His descendants are still the people who kill unnecessary, kill for the smallest reason. All right, or just kill because they want some of yours. All right, and throughout history, this is what they have done. All right, but also what's a part of their whole makeup is what? It's the lie about the history. It's to cover it up. All right, you got your Lake Lanier's, you got your Rosewoods, you got your areas where these goddamn devils came right out and were just jealous of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans after the slave trade, and did what? Killed, burnt, and robbed their whole town, man. All right, so those people, man, who don't never want to get, they like the Hamburglar. They don't never want to get spotted with the light on them. All right, on their true atrocities, man. But this goddamn devil has so much to pay for. And it's amazing how these people, these so-called Christians or these people who are eating off the king's table, all right, always try to come up with a way to try to make this nigga the worst example of us all. Try to make him seem like that he's not as bad as what the scriptures tell us. All right, so these people have skillfully built their education system upon lies to try to make themselves seem like a true hero or victor. All right. When in actuality, they have been the murderers. All right. We've got prime examples of that. All right. They have built whole countries off of being a murderer. Okay. Off of being backstabbers. All right. Making treaties with the so-called Indians. All right. And broke every treaty that they made. Got them sick. All right. With monkeypox, just to take their land and to pass it out to their own people. These are just some of the things that this goddamn devil has been responsible for. But let's go get into it.
It's Virginia. 40% of the white male tenant farmers, landless. They didn't own slaves. They didn't own land. 40% of the population, 1930s. 40% of the population is still landless tenant farmers. 2/3 are white and 2/3 are in the South. And that's one of the things I always like to remind people. When we think of social mobility, that comes with a commercial society, not an agrarian society. And in fact, at the time of the Revolution, there was more upward mobility in Great Britain than there was in the New World, because we were more agrarian-based. But what Frank was talking about is this idea of upscale rednecks. And this is kind of, I think, one of the interesting issues about class identity in the United States. One of the things I talk about when we think about...
And this is, Salaki, but this is another reason, too, why they always had infighting. This is another reason why the so-called Edomites always fought against each other, because they so hateful, they hate each other. All right? They do look at each other as different classes. That I can admit. But if it come between rich or poor, or hating on the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American, which one you think they're going to choose? Redneck and all. Which one you think they're going to choose?
The 1950s, 1960s, and even into the 70s. Part of class identity is that you want to blend in. And this is particularly true if we think about the 50s, that you were supposed to move to the suburbs. You were supposed to somehow become an American by, a new geography, a new place that you lived. And there was this compelling need to, in this effect, ethnic identity, to, learn to speak in a proper way, learn to assimilate. And the same is actually true.
You see, and that's why, bro, you gotta love this truth, because our elders and apostles, all right, it's true man sent of the Lord, man. All right, man, because all these things they've been told us about. They've been told us about in that 1,000-year period when Satan was loose from his from the pit. All right, was them coming out of that lower state. All right, because we had took over. That's why they called the Dark Ages. All right, Eastern Rome, we had took over Eastern Rome. Western Rome had fell, and the so-called Edomite, so-called white man, went up in the goddamn Caucasus Mountains, man. All right, and like the Lord had brought them down low. All right, they was grunting and shit, talking like cavemen. All right, and that's why you hear her now talking about when they took over America, their whole thing was trying to make upper class rednecks, man. All right, man, because the people who mainly came over to start America, man, was the bottom of Britain. All right, they was the bottom of these other places. All right, they was the murderers. They were the leftover so-called white people that they didn't want there. All right, so all these things, man, is the true history that they keep out of schools. All right, or like you got to be on some type of level to where you have signed some type of deal or work for them to where if you do really search this truth can never come out. All right, that's why they so surprised at us. All right, that's why the Revelation 18, all right, is so real, because when we out there on the streets corners, all right, they can't believe it. All right, they literally get afraid. All right, because what we're speaking is truth.
which is strange, but the same is actually true for how white trash imagine themselves, that they also did not want any connection to their past, that they also did not want to even acknowledge, or even, you'd think they would be the ones with, wanting to provide charity, wanting to...
You see? And she said something profound. She said that they don't want to be associated with their past. Why, man? Because they knew who they were, man. They are the Edomites. That's why this so-called self-construct of white and black, all right, came from them. All right, in the 1500s. Shout out to the elder Malcolm. He going to that all the time. All right, but yeah, this shit is true, man. This shit is real, man. That's why you got down heathens, man, and you got down niggas who don't know any better. Always try to come up, who the fuck are you defending for? Who you always worried about who can be saved? It ain't never Ammon, Moab. It ain't never nobody else but the so-called white man, because he paid y'all, man, to try to change the minds of the prophet, man. But it's not going to happen, because we speaking the words from the minds of Yahweh Bashir Yahushua, and he changed not. All right, so yeah, man, y'all about to get it, and they know it. All right, the lower class Edomites, they don't know it, but they know something is wrong. All right, but they don't know it. But at least, man, them niggas over there trying to build bunkers under the water. They trying to get as far under them goddamn rocks as they possibly can. All right, but that shit ain't gonna help you, man. All right, man, but these people is the is a devil that the Bible speaks about. All right, those people, man. Those people, man. But as you heard her say that when they was establishing America, they were trying to figure out a way to up the so-called white man status. All right, to make him not a dusty redneck, man, because they came over here, man. Them people was nasty, disease ridden. All right, even when they came out of the Caucasus Mountain, man. When they came back to population, we had to teach them, we had to re-civilize their ass, man. They ain't never going to bring these things up in history. That's why they always try to say that we evolved from apes, because they don't want the world to know that they were the ones going around crawling and motherfucking grunting as a language and shit. And then, if you really pay attention to the so-called white man, you can catch them still doing that. All the ones that be wearing the camouflages, man, them niggas will use the bathroom and cook a whole barbecue meal without washing their hands. Them niggas just disgusting. All right, they'll go kill some and don't even be taken back for a second with blood. All right, but let's get this mic attuned too, man. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, when in this light they practice this, because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah, man, who else got the power of the hand to murder half of the world and then hide the history from the new people being born? Who else got that type of power? Nobody else has that type of power, man, but the so-called white man, man. All right, man, because he's the evil one playing out the wicked, all right, on earth. All right. Verse 2, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. Must we go through this? They killed so many Indians that the boy Cristobal Colon, who y'all know him as Christopher Columbus, the man literally said, wrote in this memoir that he was doing so much killing that he put down his weapon, not even for an hour. All right. All right, and let's get this understood, that they unjustly did these things, man. They unjustly did these things, man. We talking about the people who have agreed to meet with your chief by himself just to get him alone, and then attack him, and then wait till y'all are in distress, and then come and attack y'all. That's how they took America piece by piece. All right, but more than that, all right, what she's going in, she's letting you see that raw, unhinged Edomite, and they're playing, and this is where they're playing from the beginning. All right, and upon taking the land and trying to make themselves look well deserving, all right, they have builded years upon people not saying anything about it. All right, and throughout the years of people not saying anything about it, the truth has got lost. All right, in the facts somehow, some way, to the point now that where we think, or where the so-called average Negro, Latino, Native American think that this man is righteously on top because he's better. All right, this what all this prepping and trying to get them to become upper class rednecks even came from, man. Because when you think about it, when you go into the history, all the bad things, all these gangs, all these different images that they have put on the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, it really comes from them. All right, all that low estate, all that old low living, like just a low way of thinking, all that come from them, man. All right, man. We the people of the Lord, man. That's why we love gold. That's why we love shining. That's why we love stunting. All right, because when you think about it, stunting just basically, all right, it's basically just having everything that the Lord blessed you with. That's what stunting is. Utilizing everything that the Lord gave us. That's what stunting is. Being satisfied with what the Lord blessed you with. That's what stunting is. All right, the goddamn so-called white man got the whole world in his hands, and look what he's doing with it. This nigga trying to figure out a way to get to the moon to tear that up too. All right, so we know who's who. Okay, but back to the point Salaki about that. Micah 2:2, it says, and they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right, and who else does this? Who else take the women and the kids and build an educational system, and 20 years later now you got your own those same people who you conquered hate themselves. All right, this is a part of their makeup. It's not just the sword, it's the trickery, it's the smoothness that this goddamn devil and the list that this devil go through to try to hide himself. All right, to make him seem like the hero or the victor or the one who saved everything. All right, that's why the Lord was right that the goddamn devil has a God complex, because if you want to make a so-called white man a Edomite mad, give him no reverence. Somehow, some way, it is ingrained in them for them to try to get you to look at them as something that they're not. All right, they love to be looked at as if they're needed. All right.
Sort of help raise up people in a similar situation, but no, because there's almost a penalty by associating what your roots are, where you come from. And
did you see? Did you hear that? She said, because it's almost like a penalty. Yeah, man. Hell yeah, it is, man. Because we had to pay for what we did. We had to pay for who we are. All right. We was born into this, and guess what? You got to pay. You got to pay for what your fathers did, even though it was us in times past. But you get it. You see? Now, you telling me that this regular 1987 regular Edomite can figure out all this, but these goddamn devils as a mass, they don't know this? Hell yeah, they know this. It's just quiet as kept. All right? Let's take that back again.
Wanting to sort of help raise up people in a similar situation, but no, because there's almost a penalty by associating what your roots are, where you come from. And I think this is still true today, because we still measure people by where they're born, by all the things that we associate with success in this country. So hiding your past as...
You see, that was so perfect, because what's the ultimate success? All right? It's being friends with the Heavenly Father. That's the ultimate success. And he already chose a group of people that he was going to do that to. All right? And that's why you see now so-called Jewish, all right, people over there in the land who's not supposed to be, all right? Because they hid their past, man. And then they transfer themselves to what? To be not surprised if the devil angels transfer them transform themselves to an angel of light. That's what they have done. Now you got the Pope, this nigga looking like a walking predator. All right, no hair in his face, nothing. Talking about all the different religions lead to God, even Satanism. You see, everything that come out their mouth is a contradiction. All right, this nigga literally is a walking contradiction. All right, so there's no more hiding, man. Like the Lord know exactly who you are, Esau Edom. All right, and you can only do this for so long. All right, He wanted you to get this far. He wanted you to bring hell upon all the nations for His own judgment, man. But two more scriptures real quick. Ecclesiasticus 41, we'll start at verse 5. It says, the children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. All right, man. So all their kids, all right, all this whole generation of white people that you see even now and to this day over in America, they all abominable. All right, the Lord hate their ass because all their forefathers got this land off of what? Off of murdering and killing innocent people, and not just that, but His people. All right, the so-called Israelites, man, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. All right, and that's America, because what have they inherit? Everything that they have stronghold from the past. All right. All right, and their biggest inheritance is what? It's this place called America. All right, the inheritance of sinners' children should perish, man, and that's why the Lord's about to utterly nuke this place, and that prosperity should have a perpetual reproach. Yeah, man, and as you can see, even with her, all right, even with one of their own, all right, from there to the so-called Negroes, to the so-called Ammonites, to the so-called Salakia, not Arabs, but damn, I cannot think of their name. You know who they over there trying to wipe out right now. They over there trying to wipe out the Palestinians. Yeah, damn. All right, but all these different situations show you though that this goddamn devil, all right, all in all, okay, he would paint the town red and says that it's all good. All right, he will murder people, and his justification is a false narrative. All right, the inheritance of sinners' children should perish, and their prosperity should have a perpetual reproach. Yeah, man, that's why this nigga can't go nowhere without being looked at with the side eye. All right, nobody want to do business with him. All right, everybody want him out of their country. All right, because this goddamn devil has raped, robbed, and pillaged the whole world, man, at one point in time or another. All right, verse 7, the children will complain of an ungodly father, and that's what she doing. All right, she ain't one of us. She talking about the history of our own people, man. All right, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they should be reproached for his sake. Yeah, man, because everywhere they go now, they can't stand on principle. They can't stand on business because at the end of the day, we all know what you and your people did to get to the top. All right, y'all still doing it to this day. That's why they about to make this big run right now, all right, with this new world order, because they don't want these talking points in the earth no more. They don't want the truth talking points in the earth no more. They only want their talking points. And fake ass human beings mixed with AIs and all this old weirdo shit. All right, man. But these people are fucking wicked, man. All right, for you not to want to have a society where a man can be a man and a woman can be a woman, all right, that goes to show you, man, you're a bozo. You are a bozo, all right, and you should be making up no rules, man. All right. Woe, Ecclesiastes 41:8. Woe be unto ungodly man which have forsaken the law of the Most High Power. For if ye increase, it should be to your own destruction. And that's what these goddamn devils have done, man. Like the whole Western Hemisphere now have increased with their mindset, have increased with their history, well, not with their history, but their history of lies. All right. The whole Western Hemisphere have increased in their abominable, prideful act. All right. And that same prideful, abominable act, LGBTQ, pride, all this shit is spreading across the whole world. All right. And that's what's going to make the Lord move even more. That's what they don't get. They think that they're winning by pissing the Most High off. All right. But you just allowing your destruction a whole lot faster. All right. That's what it's coming down to. But as you can see, it says, for if you increase, it should be to your destruction, man. All right, it should be to your destruction, man. So, hey, you can try to make babies, and you can try to make wars, and come up with these big armies that will not you. I mean, will not have you. All right, but the Lord already created His ways to destroy. All right, verse 9. And if you be born, ye should be born to a curse. All right, and if you die, a curse should be your portion. What that's going to? That's going to, if an Edomite be born, he's born to a curse because he's an Edomite. All right. He is a part of a nation that the Lord hates. All right. That's what being born to a curse is. And if you die, a curse should be your portion, meaning that the next life, Jacob is the beginning. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So if he died, all right, especially in this time frame now, all right, he's going to be woken back up for what? For his destruction, and then he's going to be woken back up into what? Into slavery. All right. Verse 10, all that are of the earth should turn to earth again, so the ungodly should go from a curse to destruction. All right, and that's basically what it's going into, because basically the curse that he got, all right, is not being an Israelite, all right, and being the children of the wicked. All right, so that's a curse upon itself. All right. But last scripture, man, because these people really think that they're going to hide from the Lord. They really think that the shit that they put in these history books, that the Lord believed that load of bull crap as well, as if he wasn't watching everything that y'all did back in 1800, 17, 16, 15, all these times, 14. Like, man, y'all got some years and years of punishment up your alley. All right, but this Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity should go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, and so that's what we're waiting on. We don't even care to even hear your truth, because y'all know
hiding your past.
Y'all know already got over by hiding your past. That's how you was able to establish America and have our people believe you for these 30 to 40 years to want to integrate with you. All right, all that was part of his trickery. All right, but I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash, Shalom.